Have you ever had a salmon patty or a salmon burger? When I was growing up, my dad used to make salmon patties for us for dinner out of canned salmon, and they were so delicious. I was a little inspired by his recipe for this recipe. This is a gingery salmon burger using fresh salmon. To start off with, to get it gingery, you'll need 3 tablespoons of minced ginger. Peel it with the side of a thin spoon if you can. You can also use a vegetable peeler, but I think this works really well and is quite efficient. To mince, just cut across the fibers, so the fibers run lengthwise, and cut into little strips. And then the strips get cut crosswise into the mince. That looks good, and that's plenty of ginger. You also need 1/3 cup of minced chives. If you can't find chives, you can use the green part of scallions, or you can skip it all together and replace it with parsley or another herb that you like. Looks good to me. Now, because we're making these burgers and we're going to serve them on burger buns, I'm using another burger bun to make the breadcrumbs to bind these together. So take 1 burger bun and grind it up in a food processor to make them. As usual, a stray piece that didn't grind up, that's okay. You're going to coat your burgers with some of these crumbs, and some of them are going to go inside to bind it. This is a pound of skinless salmon. It's been cut into 1-inch pieces. Pulse the salmon until it's coarse. It's easy for fish to get overworked, so pulsing is perfect here. Check every once in a while. You could use 1 or 2 more pulses. And then you can transfer it back into the bowl to combine with the remaining ingredients. So then add 1/3 cup of those breadcrumbs. Save the rest to coat the burgers. A tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1/3 cup of the chives, and then 3 tablespoons of ginger. A teaspoon of coarse salt, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Stir all of this together. Don't overmix it, but you want to make sure that it's fully combined and also distribute all those flavorings throughout the burgers. Divide into 4. This makes 4 burgers. And then form into patties, and then you coat them in these breadcrumbs. I like to use the breadcrumbs to finish forming them, and then you can just sort of push them aside as you do the rest of them. If the mixture is very sticky, you can put it into the refrigerator for a few minutes. You can dampen your hands. Those are all things that will help you have the burger mixture not stick to your hands if you're finding it overly sticky. Now, of course, you're going to want to wash your hands before you start cooking. To cook them, you want a nonstick skillet and a couple tablespoons of olive oil. Then transfer your patties to the pan. They need to cook for about 4 minutes per side. It depends on how thick you've made them, but you want them golden brown on the outside and opaque throughout. Turn them over carefully, and then just cook the other side. Same thing, golden brown. When they're cooked through, you can remove them and drain them just briefly if you want to on some paper towels, just to remove a little bit of the excess fat. And then serve them up like any burger. I'm going to serve mine on a bun with some mayo and just a little bit of lettuce, but put whatever you want on them. Wasabi mayo would be kind of cool here, I think. A little bit of lettuce, burger on top. Nice, huh? Really fresh, delicious, super quick to whip up, and I think a really nice and fresh take on one of my old favorites. The ginger, you're gonna love it.